Good morning. Welcome back to Coffee Break. Or today for me, it's tea break because I'm a little bit sick, as you can probably hear.
I'm just gonna talk from over here today.
You gave it to me, so stop. Well, despite being sick, we have another fabulous episode today. Today is chapter 1 in our new series, How a Book Becomes a Book. So we're going to talk about acquisitions.
So Anna, how are the different ways that we acquire books? How do these projects come to us?
Usually it's one of two ways. So we'll either acquire a book internationally. So usually at big conferences like Bologna or Frankfurt, we'll meet with international agents who we either pursue because we want their books, or they pursue us because they want their book published in the English-speaking world or in America.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of speed dating with foreign publishers.
It seriously is, yeah. The other way that we'll get books is from agents just sending us books directly on behalf of their author, or just authors sending them directly to us, and those we call unsolicited manuscripts. So we have this whole big pile of potential books now, and we have to narrow that down, so there are meetings and meetings and discussions, and the books that we really, really love and we really think are a good fit for us make it to the very top level, and once all the important people say yes, then we approach the agent or foreign publisher, right? Would it be an agent?
Yeah, it would be either the author or the author's agent if they choose to use an agent, or the foreign publisher if it is an international book. And normally we get the automatic go-ahead, yes, we can publish it. Every once in a while we'll have someone say, oh, we've had another publisher approach us about this title, in which case we go into a bidding war. And that's always exciting when we win because we're like, yes.
These unsolicited manuscripts that I mentioned, do you want to go more into detail about that?
Yes, because I am actually the one who gets all of the unsolicited manuscripts. I'm kind of the gatekeeper, if you want to give me more power than I probably should have. Most of the time, an unsolicited manuscript will be from someone who wants to become an author, so what we call our first-time authors. People who haven't been published before and want to be, and don't have an agent will generally send them directly to me.
As our gatekeeper, you see a lot of these manuscripts. Do you have any tips for people submitting manuscripts for the first time?
Oh, do I? Well, first of all, as a general disclaimer, these are my own thoughts. These do not reflect upon our company or the publishing world or the rules of the universe. Just 100% me and my own personal opinions.
You can't speak for the universe?
Oddly enough, I can't speak for the whole universe. One thing that I personally think is a good thing to avoid is starting off your manuscript with the words, "Hi, my name is." That weeds out about 30% of the submissions.
Yeah.
Like, so many submissions start off like that.
And just to be clear, you're talking about the manuscript, not the cover letter.
Right, yeah. I mean, query letters kind of start however you choose to start them. But yeah, the actual manuscript will start off with, "Hi, my name is." And personally, I don't typically think it's a great idea to write a picture book in first person unless you have a lot of experience with writing picture books. There's a reason a lot of picture books tend to get written in third person, and that's because it's really hard for adults to write from the perspective of a child. So if you have a child narrator and you're trying to talk like a child and you're not one, a kid is going to know that it's not authentic, and that's a turnoff for a reader. So generally, it's probably safest to stick with a third-person voice for a picture book. Another thing I see a lot of is rhyming couplets.
But see, that sounds fun. Like kids' books, poetry, rhythm, rhyme, that sounds like it would totally work.
Right, and it does if you're Dr. Seuss. The last rhyming submission that we accepted was from a poet laureate with a PhD. Unless you have this kind of street cred backing you up, I suggest avoiding rhyme schemes, because what ends up happening is it sounds trite, it sounds repetitive, the rhythm doesn't get quite right, people end up twisting phrases to make the rhyme happen, so you end up talking like Yoda. Typically what happens when you force your book into a rhyme, it just feels like you're trying too hard. And speaking of trying too hard is another thing to avoid. Every once in a while, I'll get a query letter that's just over the top flattering, and it's just, I see what you're doing. I would rather you just tell me what your book is about and why you wrote it, maybe, especially why you think it's a good fit for our company. That's probably the most important thing you could include in a query letter.
Researching publishing houses is a huge part of sending in a manuscript. You want to make sure you have the right publisher for your book.
Right. I mean, if you're submitting, a paranormal fantasy novel, I could really like it, but that's not the kind of book that we publish, so I can't accept it because it wouldn't fit in with our list. And honestly, we would be doing you a disservice because we wouldn't be able to give your book the attention and the marketing that it deserves. Yeah, I think the best thing any first-time author can do is just do their homework on publishing companies, make a list of ones that you think could really fit in with the book that you want to publish, and then approach them.
And convince us why you think we are the right fit.
Right. So if you have any questions for us about the acquisitions process that we haven't answered, please let us know in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them.
Next week, as you know, is Halloween.
Exciting.
So we thought it'd be fun to celebrate by doing the spooktacular book tag.
And we may come in costume, or not. You'll have to tune in to find out.
Catherine may come in costume. So look forward to that, and we'll see you next week.
About this, Jen, stop it. I hate you.